What's going on, everybody? Doc, Average Gamer Guys, back yet again for Escape from Tarkov action. And in this one, we are talking about tips, some tricks, some helpful things, especially if you're new. Probably not out there for the veteran players because you probably know a lot of this. But if you are newer to Escape from Tarkov, or maybe this is your first wipe, some tips and tricks to help you get to level 20 efficiently. I'm not going to say fast, I'm going to say efficiently. Because there's lots of guides out there. They're probably all saying very similar things. But I think it's interesting. I've just reached level 20 myself, and I figured I would share my experiences. So sit back, relax. Hopefully this is helpful for you. Probably have some gameplay, show off a couple of things as we go through on some areas you can capitalize. Do a quick plug up front. Like, comment, subscribe. This video is helpful for you. If you have questions, throw them down in the comments. I love chatting with newer players especially, and helping out where I can. And I'd love to clarify anything that I said. Especially if it didn't really make a whole lot of sense, or maybe I missed something. So please keep me accountable. And again, I love to help folks. In addition to that, we stream on Twitch Fridays and Saturdays, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then randomly in the evenings throughout the week. If you want to follow us over there, we play EFT all the time. We do some raids. We'd love to hang out with you, new players especially, chat with you about the game, help you where we can. We have a Discord and a Twitter as well. We've got a growing Discord community, so if you're looking for some folks to play with, another good place to be. Maybe if you're running this game solo and you need a friend, we got a community over there that might be able to help you. So let's dive in. I've got a couple of main tips and tricks that I'm going to talk about for some efficient leveling. And I will say this up front. When the news came out about Flea Market being locked behind level 20, got a little nervous. I will tell you, having now gotten there, I don't think the grind was that bad. If you played a previous wipe, you know that level 10 was pretty easily achieved. You didn't need a whole ton of raids, do some quests, maybe have a good raid or two, get a couple of things done, and you're probably at level 10 before you really know it. Level 20 is definitely more of a grind, as you would expect. It's more experience, but it is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I actually feel like you can reach it in a very reasonable time, especially if you're not somebody that plays this game a lot. Maybe you do a couple of raids a night, or maybe a couple of raids on the weekends. I feel like you're going to be able to get to level 20 pretty efficiently if you follow some of these tips, and obviously have some success, maybe a little bit of luck. But I don't want that to discourage a lot of people. I think it's pretty easy to get there, and with a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, I think you're going to see it. And just play your game. That's one big thing I'll say up front. Play your game however you're comfortable, but hopefully these tips can help you get to that point. So the first one I'm going to talk about is raid survival. There's a lot you can do in a raid, so there's going to be kind of some sub tips to this, but you got to survive your raids first and foremost. Now, how do you survive your raids? That's a totally separate topic that we could spend many different videos on talking about. If you're a newer player, a couple of easy tips up front. Get used to a map. Understand the map, the PMC spawns, do it in offline mode, understand where the scavs are, the bosses can be. That way you can capitalize on those things in the raid if you get an opportunity. In addition, just get really comfortable with the map, know where the loot spots are, things to hit that are priority, maybe areas to also avoid if you want to avoid some of that player interaction. That's going to help your survivability a ton. But if you didn't know, you get a 1.5 multiplier bonus to all of the raid experience that you get inside the raid if you survive the raid. So what can be a normal raid, let's say you go kill a couple of scavs, do some looting, heal a little bit, and then you end up dying. You could still get 1,000 experience if you were really good. Maybe you killed quite a few scavs. That 1,000 experience raid would be great, but you died. If you were then to end up actually surviving that raid instead, you're easily looking at that as being, again, it depends how many exact experience, but you add a 1.5 multiplier bonus. So now we're talking about 2.5K, 3K, or more for that survive compared to a death. Now, again, like I said, surviving is very hard, but if you're able to do that, and I was able to do that on a 7-win streak at the start of this wipe, just by playing a little bit slower, maybe avoiding some of the combat, I think that really helps you to accelerate your growth. Again, if you're somebody that doesn't play this game every single day, try to get in and make that your goal to survive 1 or 2 raids, maybe during your play session. And I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna see your experience growth go exponential, and it's gonna be really beneficial. Now, inside of that raid, what should you do? What should you do to maximize your experience with the time that you spend in the raid? One thing I'm going to tell you is make sure you're going for headshots. Headshots you get a multiplier bonus for, or you get additional experience for, not a multiplier. Get additional experience for. So that's great if you're hunting scavs. Obviously, if you can interact with some players and get some PMC kills, you're going to get a lot of additional experience for those headshots. In addition to that multiplier bonus at the end, that's going to be a lot of additional experience for you. Kill scavs, kill players. Bosses and boss guards, if you're confident enough, maybe you have some experience under you, or you get really comfortable with a map or how a specific boss works, push that boss. Look for that fight. Even if you're lower geared, obviously the gear that you pull out is going to be really great at the beginning of a wipe. But in addition to that, that additional experience you're going to get can be really beneficial. I'll give you an example. Killing Rashala and the minions, getting a couple of headshots, looting their gear, and then getting out can pretty easily be a 10k raid experience boost for you in a single raid. That can go to show you that doing that, focusing on those things, can be really, really beneficial. So just keep that in mind. Those are some good tips. In addition, heal, eat, work on your skills, loot, do those things. All that little experience adds up, especially when you add it to the multiplier bonus at the end. So play your raids, stay in your raids, get some things done. If you get some quest progress and you leave early, that's totally fine, because you're going to get that survive bonus anyways. But if you can stay in and you can get some stuff done, kill some scavs, loot some stuff, you're going to find that your growth is going to be a lot quicker, and it's going to be really beneficial for you. Obviously, survive. Play with a friend is another good kind of suggestion that I can have. That's just going to help you in multiple different facets, but you got somebody to help check your corners, watch your back, maybe throw your gear if you end up dying, and getting some of that insurance back. So if you are a newer player, find somebody else that you can play with. You guys, I think, will find once you get a map down, some of your communication and your callouts, you're going to have a lot of success with some of that stuff. So just keep that in mind as well. The second thing I'm going to tell you as far as a tip is work on some tasks. A lot of people might shy away from this, but the early tasks are a couple thousand experience. But as you move through that task progression line, you can get some really nice experience gains just for doing very simple things in raids that you're going to be in anyways. So if you have some moderate experience, maybe you played some last wipe and you're getting comfortable with a couple of maps, go find those maps and try to do those quests. That couple of thousand experience per quest, 2, 3, 4, if you do that 10, 20 times and you're able to get those tasks knocked out, that is a ton of overall experience for you. If you're lucky enough and you can progress your hideout with some things and get to your intel center, that stuff is just going to continue to stack. You're probably not going to be there by level 20. Maybe you are if you're really good and you find a lot of good barter items. I'm just saying, I think tasks are a great way. People kind of shy away from them sometimes. If you're going to be in the raid anyways, you might as well try to get some progress, in my opinion, done. And if you can complete those tasks, it's just bonus experience for you. That was a big help for me. Got a lot of tasks done, and I think that was a big help to me getting to level 20 as quickly as I did. Here's another one. Might not be very popular. Scav Less. I haven't scavved a single time on this account. On my main account, as I tried to push to level 20. While the gear that you can get is really beneficial, and if you're poor, obviously go do this. But the less time you spend playing as a scav, because that experience doesn't really do anything for you for your PMC, the more time you can put towards your PMC. It sounds really simple, maybe a little stupid, because it is so simple. The less you scav, the more time you use your PMC, the more raids you can get in, more chances you have to survive, get all of those experience bonuses. It's something that's going to help progress you to level 20. So do it as you see fit. I know scavs are a ton of fun. If you need the gear, by all means. I'm not going to tell you how to play the game, but if you are really trying to push to level 20, just keep that in the back of your mind. Try to gear up, run your PMC as much as you can until you get to that point, and then start throwing your scav in there. Use that cooldown. Makes a lot of sense. But again, if you're really looking to push, scav less. The last thing I'm going to say, this is kind of a tongue-in-cheek idea here, but if you can find an opportunity to get to labs, spend some time killing some raiders, the experience is going to be great. You can do a very similar thing on reserve, maybe a little bit harder to do with the PMCs and the regular scavs. You got to hit the button, maybe go underneath into the underground portion. If you can find opportunities to do that, kill bosses, kill scav raiders, you're going to find a ton of additional experience for that. if you can get to labs, if you're good, maybe you get a lucky scav if you had to run 1 or 2, and you find a key card, or you kill Rashala or one of the other bosses and you grab a key card, jump into labs. Don't know what's going to happen. You can obviously kill some players, probably run into some pretty geared folks, but if you can find an opportunity, get some raider kills as well, that experience is going to be really, really big for you. So I think a labs raid or 2, you can find an opportunity to do that before you open up the flea market. Take that opportunity, try to farm some experience. And again, if you can survive that raid, that's going to be a huge boost for you. So quick, down and dirty, couple of tips. Wanted to keep it as short as I can. Hopefully they were helpful. If I missed something, if you have another idea, something that I didn't cover, throw it in the comments down below. But I really wanted to talk about this, give some of my impressions, and again, made it to level 20. Did not think it was that bad. So please don't get discouraged. I think you'll have a lot of success. Hopefully you find some fun, especially now at the beginning of a wipe, and just exploring and working on your character. And hopefully you have a smooth and easy journey to level 20. And hopefully it's not too bad. And hopefully this advice helps you, especially if you are a little bit newer to Tarkov. So, like I said, come hang out with us on Twitch. Love to answer any questions. Drop questions down in the comments below. Other than that, let me know how your 12.11 wipe is going. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. I've been Doc, Average Gamer Guys. Peace.